Hi, Flosstube. I'm Rolanda.
And I'm Kylie.
And this is
Rose Crafty Corner. Welcome back to our regular viewers and subscribers. Thank you for joining us once again. And if you are new here, we hope that you enjoy what you see and that you'll become a regular viewer and subscriber as well.
Yep.
We are primarily a cross-stitch channel, but occasionally we do have some other crafts that we show as well.
We do. We're crafty.
She is anyway.
I think you're becoming more crafty
I'm
too.
getting it. I'm learning.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's an apprentice.
Okay, so today is the 4th of July. So
happy 4th of July
happy 4th
to
of July to those that celebrate it.
Yeah.
It's not really a thing here in Australia for us, but we are aware of it, obviously.
Oh yeah.
So yeah.
It's just another day here for us. So
yep.
It's a special day because we get to film Flosstube.
That's right. And because we are at the beginning of a new month, obviously now we will share our totals for last month.
Yeah.
Our stitching totals. So my stitching total for June was 6,368 stitches. I did have a few days, I think I worked out, I had nearly a week in total where I didn't do stitching, either because I was too tired, I was doing party prep, I was, overstitching those Pokeball keychain things, so I didn't count that as stitches. The party went well too, actually, for those that are interested and saw the things that I made for the goodie bags. I think everyone had a great time.
I was here helping out, and the kids had a ball.
Yes, they seemed to enjoy it.
And the games that Kylie had prepared went down like just amazing, and there were so many laughs and giggles and squeals, and it was heaps of fun.
We filled in the time just nicely. We weren't rushing through anything. We weren't at the end going, we've got nothing left to do. The kids had like 10 or 15 minutes at the end of the party. They just ran around the backyard like crazy. So,
and there was heaps of food.
Hopefully they burnt off some sugar when they were running around.
And
there was a lot of sugar.
I'm not sure if we mentioned last time, but did you want to explain what you did with the food with the Pokemon theme?
Oh, yes, because we had a Pokemon theme for the birthday party. I sort of bought foods I could.
I thought it was a really good idea.
I got the idea online. Foods I could connect with names of Pokemon. So
there was like Jigglypuff.
We had Jigglypuffs.
Yep.
We had Pikachu Pops.
And there was
what else did I have?
Charmander chips.
Yes.
They were the Doritos.
Yes, so I had a few different things. So I'll have to have a look through my pictures and see if there's any I have that don't have kids in that I can insert maybe at the end of this video. We'll see.
Yeah. But it was really cute because the kids were like, what's this? And I was like reading it out to them, and they're like, wow.
And we decorated the cake. I just got a cake from the supermarket. It was a rainbow cake. It was what was requested. And because it was just plain white icing over it, we decorated it like a Pokeball, just using the three different coloured sprinkles. So that was a team effort, though.
We had fun decorating that because it was like we were trying to get it in the lines in the circle. And it was lots of fun.
So it was good fun. So I definitely have a picture of the cake, so I can at least put that in.
Yeah.
And the piñata that I made went down well too.
Yep.
They all had fun bashing that.
They did, and you should have seen them when it hit the ground, because it wasn't fully broken open, but once it hit the ground, they were like,
they were like vultures on a corpse, weren't they?
They were.
It was funny.
And you had a PB last month.
I did. I managed to get 600 stitches done in one day, and that was because
that's heaps for you.
I was working on something that was one colour, so.
And that builds it up easily and quickly.
It does.
Yeah.
So, because I didn't have to change colours and things, I just kept getting the same one and then go again.
Yeah.
So, I managed to get 600 done in one day, which is a lot for me. That is my personal best for this year. I'd have to go back through my planner last year when I started recording my stitches to see whether I had anything that was better than that. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So, Might have a look.
Sometimes
if I
when
get a
I
chance.
have a large stitching day, it's because I'm filling in colour or something, and it goes so quick.
It does.
I love it. Yeah.
So that was good.
So my stitching for last month was a little down from average.
A bit low for you, isn't it?
It is a bit low for me.
Still more than double mine, mind you, but low for her.
Yeah. So mine was 14,043 stitches. So yeah, I'm trying to think back why, but I
don't know that you did any on the party day or anything either.
No, I didn't.
You were helping me out the day before setting up. So,
I had a few busy days. Probably maybe because I'm starting to get back into the craft room and do a lot of sewing as well.
You have been sewing and been busy doing that too.
Yeah, so I'm thinking that's partly the reason why my stitchy totals weren't average. But I'm still happy. I'm still happy with what I got done. Absolutely. Every stitch is a stitch, and
for sure. And it's all progress on your whips.
Yeah, no, totally.
Anyway, we'll move into new starts now. I haven't had any in the last couple of weeks because of the party and everything else.
But we all know I've got one, right?
Ro has a new start.
Alrighty.
But she does not have a finish.
No, I don't have a finish. No. Yeah, they'll come. They'll come.
One day.
Yeah, One day.
Anyway, so what is your new start?
Okay, so I started this for our friend's birthday, our friend Dawn.
Mm-hmm.
Her and I were chatting about this pattern, and I had purchased it, and she liked it so much that she decided she wanted to purchase it. So we started it together on a couple of days before her birthday. So I think it was not this Sunday, just gone the Sunday before. So about a week and a half ago. So I did Snow White by Bella Filipina, and I did 6 days on her, and I got 2,807 stitches done, and she's now at 25.45%.
Wow.
So she's a quarter done. Wow. I'm like, wow.
You've got that done very quickly.
Yeah, I loved working on her. I am working it on a 28 count that I've hand dyed myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm doing 2/2 full cross for the most of it.
Yep.
The skin, I'm doing 1/1 full cross. So for every stitch that I tell you guys, it's treated as it's 2/2.
Mm.
So I'm not actually counting, because 1/1, that means you've then got 4 stitches for every one stitch of the 2/2, and it's really
sort of
fine.
Like petite stitches, if people are familiar with those.
So I'm not counting those extra 3 every single time I do a stitch.
No, especially if you're using markup, it'll only count them as one anyway.
Yeah. So I'm just counting the 4 skin stitches as one stitch.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm loving her, and I've got a bit of Chronic. So it's the first time I've worked with. Actually, no, it's Rainbow Treasure Braid. Yeah, it's the first time I've worked with it. So,
I haven't.
And I was asking on the Bella Filipina Facebook page about hints and tips of working with it, and people said to me, cut it shorter. Because it frays like crazy.
Similar to using metallics.
And so I basically just did a 30 centimetre length. And because you don't want to cut too short of a length, because you won't be able to work with it. And you don't want too long, because it'll fray and sort of not look great. So I just cut 30 centimetres, and I was working with those, and I found that length was a really good sort of length to work with.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm really happy with that one. That's a new start.
It's a nice new start. It'll go through quickly, that one.
I'm not sure I'll touch it this month, July, because I've talked about the plans
going on. Yeah.
But I would like to get back to her as soon as I can.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
whips.
I have worked on 2 projects this month. I worked for the Strident Cell with Wit Warriors. I worked on my 80s movie night stitch along. I did 704 stitches on this one, which brought it to 40.93%. done. So I've got a little bit of the reel to go up the top there.
Yeah.
I think I'm at the point of moving the queues now.
Definitely. Yeah, I don't think you can squeeze another stitch in there.
No, I wanted to make sure I got the border done as much as I could.
Yeah.
So I think, and I've got a little bit more to do through here, but I'm thinking next time I might move it either up or down and finish whichever section and the border that corresponds with the center of it.
If you move it up, you've really only got the inner border and the top of the reel.
Yeah.
So there's not a lot of stitches.
What I'm thinking is I'm actually going to do the bottom first, and then move up and do the top, because the first movie I want to do will be up the top.
Oh, and then it'll be in the right place.
And it'll be in the right position to do that. So
good plan.
That is the plan with that one. So I won't be getting the centre to 100% yet, though, because the outer borders are going to move based on the movies I have chosen.
Yeah.
So I will wait until I've put the movies on before I actually do the final borders.
Yeah, because you want to make sure that they're setting nicely and yeah.
Yeah, and that, everything lines up.
That's the plan.
Yeah. So then the second whip I worked on, this was to complete June's whip go numbers, was working on my oldest whip, which is Victorian Charm. So I worked in through this, I think last time I was over here somewhere, and I've sort of done these bits over here.
Window boxes.
And so I did 584 stitches on this one, which brought it to 49.49% done. And if you've been watching, you know that this is one I am aiming to get to 50%.
50%, so close.
I'm so close, but it's going away for a little while now. So,
well, your goal was by the end of the year, right?
By the end of the year. And
so you're definitely going to hit it by the end of the year.
I will, because I will be working on it again before the end of the year.
Yeah.
So
possibly multiple times.
Yeah, probably. I do try to. I don't think I got onto it last month, only because of the party and everything. So
I think you had a little bit on it last month, and you were saying that you weren't sort of
no, I didn't do it last month because I would have marked off that Whip Go Square.
Oh, okay, yes, that's right. Yeah.
So it would have been May, would have been the last time I touched that one, I think.
Yeah.
So
yes, that's right.
But so next time I reckon I'll hit the 50%.
Hey.
I should work out how many stitches that actually is to get it there, but anyway.
Yeah,
it'll get there.
Yeah,
it won't be many.
Math.
Possibly. No, but possibly by the time, because I'm working my way across, by the time I fill in this section over here, might do it.
Yeah, actually, it could, because you're only like 0.51 off hitting it.
Yes.
So that's not a lot of stitches, but
no.
Yeah, I reckon.
So, I'm hoping that by next time I will be able to say, yes, I got to the 50%.
Goal marked off.
All right. What have you been working on?
I have had 2 whips. Actually, I've had 2 whips and I've got another craft.
Yeah.
So, not last video that we did, the video before, I think it was, I'd mentioned I'd been working on some Sashiko.
There it is.
So it's almost finished. So I've only got like this little bit down the bottom here to do now. So the pink thread that's in the middle is the thread that came with the pack. And then the variegated thread is by Country Garden Threads. And it's the colour Butterfly, I'm pretty sure. And so our friend Dawn, who I was speaking about before, and I were talking about it, and we sort of came up with the idea of doing it like that, because the Sashiko stitch is what you see on the outside, but I wanted this inside to stand out. So that's why I did that as a back stitch, and then did the Sashiko stitch there.
Nice.
So almost finished that one. And then I have Stack of Critters stocking by Dimensions. Now, I realised I haven't touched this one since last year. So it's well overdue for some love. And this is one of the ones that I need finished before the end of the year, because I need to sew it up and give it away as a present. So yeah, if you could just hold the top there. So the only thing I got at the top here to do is the band and the name. I'm leaving that till the very end. And then what I've done is I worked on it one night, which was last night, and I did 200 stitches. So I filled in the paw, part of the paw, and part of his belly here. I might need to go a bit closer just to show you because you might. There we go. So yeah, that's all I worked on last night. So plan is to finish that off and then continue on with the presents and the snow underneath. So that's that one. And then the third one I've worked on is Gnome Place Like Home Sal, which I've been telling you I've got to get back to. And this is, I started working on the release 3, which is here. So basically I've done that full tree is finished. That tree just needs its stump. I've done the, what is the cord you call that the lights sit on?
Fairy light?
Yeah. You know, the electrical cord that words are hard today. I haven't had much sleep, so we're going with it. You know what I'm talking about. And then the blue part there is the start of the gnome's hat. So, and I've done a little bit of that border there too. I skipped part 2 because I kind of wanted the center of the frame. So I just came straight across and then I'll work my way up.
Okay.
And then there is still, I think, 3 more releases. So I think that side's been released. So I think there's this side to be released and then the 2 down the bottom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very
so I did 2 days on that one and 863 stitches. And that's all my whips.
That's the whips done.
I feel like this fortnight I've not done much at all, but I've been busy in the craft room doing
other things.
So,
yes. Yeah. Okay, so we'll move on to finishes.
Yes,
I have a finish.
Yay!
Oh, it is my Christmas cloth that I've been working on. I finished it.
It's looking so good.
So I've just got to work out how to fully finish it now. We'll
work that out.
Work some ideas through a bit later.
Brainstorm.
Brainstorm. That's the word I was trying to think of. We'll do some brainstorming for that one. So,
I love how that you chose the dark color for the 4 insides and then the 5 is the lighter. I really like that.
Well, I did that because I had more of the light floss than I did of the dark floss. I didn't think I had enough to actually do it all and finish it, but I would have, as it turns out, because I've actually got some left. So I could have done it all in the light green, but I actually like the 2 colours in it.
I think it looks really good because, you know, you've got different sort of shades on it.
Yes.
It gives it some interest.
Yeah, that's right. It's not all just, you know, the one
I think
colour, which can sometimes look bland depending on...
Yeah, and I think, like for something like that, it could make it look flat.
Yeah.
If it was just the one colour.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm quite happy with that. So I just got to fully finish that one when we work out what I'm going to do. Yeah. That's my finish. You didn't have any finishes this time around.
No.
And
I did have an FFO.
Yeah.
I just don't have it with me. Oh. So we'll insert a picture, and this FFO that I did was a Dawn's birthday card.
Yes.
So I stitched up a birthday card for her.
Which is why you don't have it.
Because
exactly. You've already given it to her.
Yeah, I've given it to her. But yeah, I've got a picture to show you.
Yes.
They came out of the World of Cross Stitching magazine. The designer, I think it's Lucy Heaton, and she does a whole lot of little mice or mouse series, and they like dress up in different outfits and do different activities and things like that. And because Dawn is a keen gardener, that's why I chose the little girl mouse pushing the wheelbarrow with flowers. So, and she loved it. So
of course she did.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll move into plans then.
Yes, we shall. Yep.
So my plan is, because we're going on a Stitchy cruise in a few weeks, my plan is to try and get another finish before that, because I will be starting new projects on the cruise. and I prefer to have fewer whips than some people.
I don't know who she's talking about.
So, yeah, I'm sort of like, yeah, if I'm going to be adding whips, I need to finish some. So I did finish my Christmas cloth. So I was really happy that I got that finished. So I'm going to be concentrating on Quiet Please, because that is the one I think I've got the best chance of getting actually finished between now and the cruise.
Yeah.
The Geranium Fairy is probably closer to a finish cross-stitch wise, but then it has quite a bit of backstitch.
Yeah.
Whereas Quiet Please doesn't have any backstitch. So once I'm done with the cross-stitch, it's finished. So I'm going to be focusing on that one, or probably monogamously between now and the cruise. Like, I'm not saying definitely monogamously, because if something small comes up for something, or I decide I feel like a change, or you know,
you don't want to lock yourself in like we did in May.
No. So, but I really do enjoy stitching on that one. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to just, knock that.
And that's
over.
one you've been like, I want to get it finished, but I also don't want to get it finished because I love stitching on it so much.
Because I do enjoy stitching that one, but I really want to get something else finished.
Yes, of course you do. Yeah.
Because I'm taking 5 projects on the cruise. And I don't know how many of those I might actually start. Well, a couple of them are little like traveller size ones that
I'm taking 3.
I'm taking 3 main ones and then 2 travel ones.
I
may or may not start them all. I'm not sure, but
she'll start them all.
I don't know. Depends how I feel. If I start stitching on one and I really enjoy it, then I'll just do that for the week.
If you have a traveller ones and you start on, you'll probably get them finished anyway. So if you started
depends how much
5 and you had 2 traveller ones,
well, see, there's going to be games and things and challenges. Like
now it's got me thinking, should I be taking more?
She's hinted at Stitch in the Stranger's Place. There's going to be games. The lady that's organising is going to be doing games and things with the stitching. So it's not just, stitch on whatever.
Yeah.
So
and for us to try and think of what some of the topics could be or what some of the games could be,
not just that too. It's like, we don't know what lighting we're going to have. We don't know whether we're going to have tables and, things where I normally use a Lowry table clamp when I go out and about with my stitching. I don't know if I'm going to be able to use that. So if I've got to do something in hand, that changes things. I don't do well with stitching in hand because I tend to get sore. So
I'm going to be taking my Lowry stand, my floor stand, purely for the fact that I'm going to be stitching on black fabric.
Yeah.
And I need my light pad.
Yeah. So by the time I've got to pack, me and the husband and the kids, I don't have room to take my floor stand, but I will take my table stand and hope that I can.
Because if I have to balance that light pad on my lap, I don't want to then have to try and hold a frame as well. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, it's just going to be easier for me to.
So look, there's a lot of variables we don't know about yet. So that's why I'm taking different options to do.
And we don't want to be stuck there and not be doing anything.
No.
We're visiting a cross-stitch store.
I was just about to say, we're doing a trip. I think she's organising a bus to take us to that store. I'm not sure how long that trip is. So I thought, I could be doing my traveller on the bus maybe, because if it's not too long, I can hold it in my hand and do it. Do one of the smaller ones. So.
I guess if, because that's towards the beginning of the trip. So I guess if what we have taken with us is not working, we could
just buy something new.
Buy something there and to accommodate the surroundings that we're in on the cruise. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you might take 5 projects, but you might only touch one and then realise, this isn't great. So,
well, and I've got different counts as well, and different colours and things. So it just depends, And
I want to take a couple of projects because I don't know, like at home, I'm fine working on black. It's not a problem, but I'm in my comfort zone.
Yes.
So I don't know how I'm going to go with the lighting and everything with the black. I mean, I'm going to have my light pad, which makes it easier from underneath, but I need a light on top as well.
Yes.
So, depending on how that goes.
Yeah. And I'm taking my new magnifying lamp with me, but I don't know if I'm going to have a table to be able to do that. So that's why I've got some different counts. Nothing too small, too fine, because, I don't know if I'm going to be able to use the magnifier or have good lighting. So I've got a couple of different counts. I know one's an 18 count and it is a hand-dyed fabric. And then I've got one that's just a white 14 count
Mm-hmm.
because that's always easy enough to do.
Yeah, and that's quite large to see too.
Yes,
It's
easy enough to
on
see
the
with
eye.
just my reading glasses on will be fine for that one. And the other one I can't remember. And then the little travel ones I think were 14 count because I didn't.
They use if it's a little.
I knew I wouldn't be
usually
using a magnifier if I was on the go.
Yes,
but
yes.
So I might be able to do some stitching on the bus, or you know, if we have to sit and wait for anything at any time.
I guess if we don't have great lighting where we are, we could always go and sit on the deck.
True.
You know what I mean?
Potentially better lighting outside, as long as it's not too bright and glary.
Yeah. What about sunglasses on the
sunglasses over the reading glasses? No. But also, like, because obviously I'm traveling with my family, so the kids need to go to bed at a reasonable time. Yeah. An adult needs to be in the cabin with them.
Yeah.
If my husband wants to go off and, you know, watch a show or do an activity or something at night time, I'll stay in with the kids. And at that point, I can probably sit and do one of my little ones in the cabin too. I'm not taking anything really big because I don't know how much space we're going to have, and I don't want to make it too awkward.
And it would be awkward, yeah.
So we will go through in our next video in 2 weeks what projects we are actually taking on the cruise. We'll show you the pictures of them at that point. So come back and watch that one in 2 weeks. So we will have some new starts, but you won't see them until after the cruise. Obviously.
Yeah.
So other plans
pre-cruise.
So did you have a focus piece you were going to be working on between now and the cruise, or?
So for July, a lot of people do Christmas in July. And I kind of wanted to get on that bandwagon, but not necessarily only do Christmas in July. So I have the 3 stockings. So the Stack of Critters one, which I showed you before. I also have the Nutcracker stocking, which you guys have seen earlier this year. And also I have the Flamingo stocking. So my yearly plans is for those 3 to be finished possibly by November.
So that you've got time to
I've got time to fully finish them. And then, you know, when I see my family in December, then I can gift them. So my plans for this month are to stitch on those 3, and like Stack of Critters is not far off being finished.
No, you haven't got a lot to go on that one.
And then the next closest one is the Nutcracker. And then Flamingo. Flamingo needs a bit of work.
Need some Flamingo love.
Yes. So I want to do those 3, and then I also want to touch on Polly as well, because I didn't get to touch her last month.
Right.
And she's my leap year Sal piece. And so I need to keep up around the 3,250 a month. And because I didn't do any last month on her, I'm kind of a little bit behind now with her. So I know that a few solid days of stitching on her, I'll be fine. And by solid days, I mean uninterrupted. Leave me alone.
Do not disturb.
Yeah, just let me stitch. So that's usually on a weekend if I can get the time on a weekend. But that's all I really have focus piece wise.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So we've mentioned Whip Go.
Yes, we have.
And then I completed one of mine. So that was one that was called in June, which was Stitch on Your Oldest Whip for me. So I did that with Victorian Charm. The numbers for July are 6 and 23. Number 6 for me is Stitch on an Underwater theme. Guess what I'm doing on the cruise, people?
Underwater.
An underwater theme. Which you'll see next time.
Oh, it's so cute. So you wait till you see it.
I won't have that one marked off until we are on the cruise.
Yes.
So I'll have to wait until I get home to open my advent box.
Yeah.
But, you know,
You'll be fine.
And number 23 was Stitch on a Piece with Words, which I did do.
Well, Quiet Please has words on it.
Quiet Please has words on it. So I have marked off the Stitch on a Piece with Words, and even the 80s movie night.
Oh yeah, that has words
had
in
words
it.
in it. So
80s movie night. Yeah.
That had words in it. So I've actually been able to mark off Well, I could have marked it off a couple of times, but anyway. So I'll show you what I got in my advent calendar boxes when we get to haul shortly. So what did you have for Whip Go?
So for my Whip Go for July, number 6 is a Disney pattern, and make it up to 50%. So
we're at 25% with
25,
your Snow White one.
25 is Snow White. Oh, I'm so keen to keep going with that one too.
Well, you could get that to 50% pretty quickly, I think.
That was only 6 days.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I kind of really need to crack on with the stockings.
Yeah.
So,
they're not Disney stockings.
I know, right? If only they were.
You'll get it done eventually,
I will.
Anyway. So, and then, what was your other one?
23 was FFO project. So I used a Dawn's birthday card for that one.
And this Saturday we've got a Stitchy Catchup with the cross stitches of Brisbane. So, do I do Quiet Please or do I take Hedwig?
Well, you usually do.
I usually try and do Hedwig. I didn't get to do Hedwig last month because I was doing Pokeballs. So I'm like, I kind of want to get Hedwig out.
Yep.
And now I've got my beautiful new magnifying light too. It'll be much easier.
Yeah.
Oh, it's very tempting.
To be decided.
I will think about that between now and then. I may even throw both of them in and decide on the day. We'll see.
I think I will possibly take either Stack of Critters stocking or maybe Flamingo.
Either way, it's a stocking.
Yeah.
You're all about stockings this month.
Yeah, I think the Nutcracker one is like more at home, kind of. There's so many different swirls and things going on in it.
It's a bit more complicated.
Yeah, you really need to concentrate. And we all know that I'm busy socialising at these events rather than stitching. So I need something easy.
Whereas I'm kind of the opposite. It's like I'll socialise with the people in my immediate vicinity, but I'm not leaving my chair because I'm there to stitch. Because I don't get that kind of concentrated time at home. So,
and whereas we're opposite there, so I like to get out and see what everybody else is.
It's not that I don't want to talk to people, it's just that I want to do my stitching.
She needs to crack on. Crack that.
It's the only time I get to sit and solidly do it for a few hours.
Yes.
I don't get to do that at home. At home I'm up, down, up, down, up, down.
Yeah, of course.
You know.
And so then on the Stack of Critters, I could possibly do the snow underneath, which is just all white. So it would be fairly quick and easy to concentrate on. Or I could like finish off a present, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
so
either one of those two, I think.
You can always throw them both in, see what you feel like on the day.
Yep.
If you are getting distracted, you know, you can swap.
Whatever. What do you mean if?
When you get distracted. Of course. All right. So that is it for plans. Do you have any other plans?
No, I think that's it for plans.
That was it for plans. Yeah. Well, we'll move on to haul. So I made a couple of little purchases from Rose Crafty Corner. One of them was a little Ort tray. So that's, I think we showed last time with my birthday one. So I actually bought this one, or I will. I'll pay for it soon. Because it matches this bag that I bought a little while ago. So she showed me this morning a little pile that she's been working on. I'm like, that matches my bag. I'll have that one. Thank you.
I actually forgot that she had purchased this one from me. So I was like,
so that will go with that bag.
Yep.
The other thing I purchased was, if you've been watching recently, you will have seen that I bought some Halloween patterns that I want to do. So I have a plan in October for Halloween stuff. And I'm like, I don't have a Halloween bag. So I bought this one from Ro as well.
Ta-da! Now you do. This is a large.
That's one of her large bags. So that is going to fit. I'm going to have, I think 5 Halloween projects I want to do.
Yeah.
They're all going to be new starts too, so I've got to get some finishes done. And that's the inside lining there.
So it's got like a checkered orange and white pattern on the inside. It's going to fit them all.
And it's going to fit everything in. And
you've got a binder folder as well.
I do. I have
let me hold this.
I have just a 3-ring binder, and it will actually fit in the bag.
And you've still got like plenty of room.
And there's still plenty of room for my fabric and whatever else I need in there.
So you've still got like...
So my threads will go in the folder because I put them on bobbins.
That's the word.
And actually went to the nest twice in the last 2 weeks. Sorry about that noise. And I picked up some of the insert sheets for the bobbins.
Yeah, because you're always chasing these for your...
They're getting harder and harder to find. There were 3 packets there, so I grabbed them all.
So if anyone has any that you don't want
if
anymore,
you want to get rid of them, I'll
let
take
us
them.
know.
Because I do put them in folders with my threads in them for my projects, particularly bigger ones. But obviously in this one, because I'm going to have like 4 or 5 different projects in there, I will have all the threads on the bobbins and I'll put them in that folder and then put it in the bag, and then whatever Halloween one I want to work on, it's all going to be there.
Yeah, it's all in the one spot.
Yeah. I did get some other things from the nest as well.
How could you not?
There was a plastic canvas, which I think that one's 14 count. I have some that is 7 count.
Oh.
Which is what I used for the Pokeballs, but this one is finer.
Yeah, I was going to say that looks finer.
I have a plan for that. Stay tuned. That'll be in with my Halloween stuff as well.
I was just going to say, is that going in the Halloween bag?
Yes, it is. I can show you later.
Okay.
I picked up a little Winnie the Pooh kit because I love Winnie the Pooh.
So cute.
It's a very cute one.
A little bit of glare.
Yeah.
There we go.
It's always hard to get it without the glare.
Yeah. So. Yeah, there we go. Awesome.
So that one's very cute.
Love balloon and a honey
so
pot.
I think it may have been designed as a Valentine's Day one because it's so Piglet has given Pooh Pooh has given Piglet the balloon because it says from Pooh or love Pooh, and then there's like what I'm assuming is a box of chocolates in a heart shape over there from Piglet to Pooh. So yeah, it kind of looks like a Valentine's Day one. So I thought that was very cute. I picked up a plastic hoop.
Nice. I like the colour.
This is kind of similar to your frames that you like using.
Oh, yeah.
In that it has
the groove in
a groove in there. So when you push the top on over your fabric, I'm not going to be able to do it in midair now. Really not. Hang on. So when you put it on, it doesn't push through.
Yeah, and
it pushes up against the little edge.
Yeah.
On the base of it.
Stops it getting loose when you're
it shouldn't come loose. So I was like quite excited when I saw that, and it's actually made in the USA, so I don't know how much they would have been.
Wow. I've not seen one like that.
I have not seen one either.
Yeah.
But I had a look at the hoops and things, so I thought I might find one of those maybe.
The one she's referring to is this one.
Yeah. So Ro gave me
see the back of my work there.
Ro gave me a smaller version of one of these for my birthday.
Yeah.
I haven't used it yet, but I have put it on Quiet Please, so I will be starting to use that hopefully today.
Nice.
So yeah, I sort of thought, I'll have a look in the hoops and things that they had, and they had a lot of the wooden ones, and I was like, I've got enough of those.
Yeah.
And I saw this one, and I thought, actually on Cross Stitch the Globe recently, they were talking about plastic hoops.
Oh, were they?
Yes.
I must have missed that part.
Yeah. But I feel like they might be different because I remember Stephanie saying they were like heavy, and this is not heavy, so they might be a bit different to that.
Oh yeah, that's really lightweight. Yeah.
So it might be a different sort that she was talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't realise it had that lip until I got home and looked at it. And went, oh, that's pretty cool.
Excellent.
I got it for $3.
Wow, that's good.
From the nest. So like I said, I don't know what they retail for. I imagine it's a lot more than
this
that.
Afternoon?
We'll see.
I really want to go.
I was there yesterday.
I miss it.
I know. I love the nest. I got.
It's closer to you than it is to me, though.
It is. Yeah. I got a little piece of fabric, stitching fabric. So that I measured. I think it's 28 count. It is only a little one, and I'm not sure if it's linen or even weave. I don't.
It looks like even weave to me because I can't see any slubs in it.
Yeah, I didn't think there were slubs in it either, so I think it is maybe an even weave. But yeah, I measured and it looks to be 28 count. It is only a little one, so I'll find something little to do with that.
Yep.
I got also, I'm sorry, this one's going to make noise, some 18 count red Christmas Ada.
Oh, nice.
And that is, it says 18 by 25. I'm assuming it will be centimetres, because this little one they wrote in centimetres on there. It was 18 by 17 centimetres.
And in Australia, for those who are overseas, we usually use the metric system, which is centimetres and metres.
Yeah. I also picked up this little guy.
Oh, look how cute that is.
And I thought he was really, really cute. It was a little kit, and is a little plastic canvas. Actually, I think it's actually perforated plastic because the holes are round. I don't know if you can see that, but round holes is perforated plastic.
Oh, is it?
Whereas the plastic canvas has the square holes.
Oh, yeah, it is rounded.
Yeah, so they're round. So they're a bit more like your normal
perforated paper.
Yeah. Well, I thought it might have been perforated paper at first, but it feels a bit harder.
That's a bit
it's definitely
plasticky
perforated plastic, which I haven't used perforated plastic before. I've used plastic canvas. They are different. As we said, the perforated plastic has the round holes.
See, if you took something like this on the cruise, it's so tiny that, like, you know, I mean, I know it's in-hand stitching. And
but I would have to do that in hand anyway because you can't put it in frame.
Exactly.
So either way, I'm going to do it in hand. But yeah, I hadn't thought about taking it on the cruise, but I could.
Yeah, it would be really, like, for those times where you don't have a lot of space or whatever, like if you're on the bus or whatever, you know what I mean? Like,
and or I don't have a lot of time, rather than, you know, getting something out and putting it in a little hoop and hold, you know, I could just whip that out. So maybe that'll come on the cruise too.
Not just a pretty face.
And I got some DMC threads from the nest as well. I ended up getting like about 30, just the normal standard DMC threads. They were actually mostly ones that I did need. Or, you know, or that by the time I do the projects I've got allocated to that colour, I would have almost none left. So
you would need to replace it anyway.
I picked out a whole lot and I put a whole lot back.
Ooh.
But then when I went again yesterday, they were gone.
Oh.
So I think somebody came in over the week and just took the lot, which is what I've done in the past.
Okay.
But I did yesterday get 3 DMC variations threads. So 2 of them are the same colour.
Would you like me to hold those ones?
Which is that, whatever number that is.
So they're more like autumn colours. 4130.
Okay, and this one is 4110.
So they're like pinky orange.
Yeah, so they don't actually charge extra for these, which I think normally in retail stores you do pay more for the colour variations. Yeah. And there was one anchor one, which is a bluey white. So, so I usually, whenever I see the variegated or variations or anything special that they have at the same price as the standard ones, I usually grab them.
Yeah.
So
why not?
Yeah. And I have made use of them. I've actually, because I've kitted up Halloween Quaker, obviously, because I've got my Halloween bag now. That is one. I will tell you that is one that I'm going to be starting in October. I actually just went through my variegated threads and just picked out what I've got. I think I bought one from Crafty Threads.
Yep.
Because I didn't have anything in that sort of colourway.
Yep.
But the rest of them are all just come from my personal stash. So
excellent. Yeah. Using up your stash?
That is my plan. Mostly. But I look at the kits and I don't need more kits. Except for, you know, when it's
something so cute like that. And
this was $1. Yeah. You know, and that doesn't take up a lot of space. And I may actually whip that up on the cruise even now that we've had that idea.
Yeah.
And now because also I've marked off 3 Whip Go squares.
Yeah, because Victorian Charm was for 2, wasn't it? It was your oldest one and
when I started last year, but I actually ended up marking that off with the Christmas cloth.
Oh,
because that one I started last year as well. So when I did that one, I opened up one of the boxes and I got 3 DMC threads in that.
Nice.
And they are the colours for Eddie Elf that I showed last time.
Yeah, he's so cute.
So that's 3 of the colours that are needed for him. So, and one of the fabrics that I showed earlier was it was a sparkly one. Iridescent, whatever.
Yeah.
Was the one
so
for
now
him,
it's
I think.
Making more sense because
things are making more sense.
Yeah,
it would make perfect sense if I'd opened them in the order they were intended.
Yeah.
But I'm having fun this way.
But that's not, I was going to say it's more fun this way.
I'm having a lot of fun this way. And the next one I opened was, I think, when I did Victorian Charm. And I got a Christmas needle minder.
Let's see if we can kind of cover our eyes and put that in front of your face so it'll Hopefully
it should
it's,
focus in on
yeah.
it if it's not trying to focus on us.
yeah.
So that one is it's a Christmas wreath.
Yeah.
So that's very cute. So that will get put on my board with my needle minders.
Mm-hmm.
And then what's the other one I opened because I had words?
I'm interested to see what this is. I'm trying to work it out and I'm like, I'm stuck.
It's a little wooden.
Oh, it's a snowman
thing. I'm not sure if there's supposed to be something else with it or if that's just it. If because I'm opening them out of order, there may be something else that makes this make more sense, but I can't work out what that's got to do with cross stitch otherwise. I don't know. If you had the advent box and you from last year and you know what this is, let me know.
You're probably screaming at us now going,
you probably are. It's a da-da-da. I don't know what a da-da-da is.
Yeah.
So, yeah, let me know if you know what it is. Otherwise, hopefully, as I go through the rest of the boxes, it will
because when it was laying
make a
down,
bit more sense. Because
it looked more like a wooden dowel or, like at the end of a curtain rod or something. And I'm like, because it was upside down. I'm like, what is this thing?
Upside down, sideways.
Well, it wasn't until you showed it that I realised it's a snowman.
It is definitely meant to be a snowman, but I'm not sure for what purpose. So hopefully we'll
that'll be
that
exciting.
Out as we go.
Yeah.
So that's all of my haul.
Okay.
You have some haul as well.
Yes, I don't have much, which is quite unusual for me.
It is.
But
are you feeling okay?
No, I need to go to the next.
There's not much left. But then again, they're putting new stuff out every day. I went last week, those bobbin plastic insert things were not there.
Oh.
Because I wouldn't have left them there.
Yeah.
I just lucked into getting them yesterday.
And I guess the thing is because they're always putting out things and people are always going in there.
They get donations different days. They've got to get around to sorting them out and all the rest of it. So, if you go too often, I don't think it would change all that much. But
I guess not because you'd probably see the same stuff that other people don't want to take either. So
you never know. As I said, there wasn't a lot of DMC threads left when I looked yesterday. I still went through. I did get a couple that I needed. Well, actually, I got one I needed, and then when I went through the checkout, the lady miscounted, thought I had one more than I did. So rather than her refund me, I said I'll just grab another one.
Oh, okay.
And one of my kids chose the colour.
Fair enough. That's what they're there for.
It was 552. It was purple.
Oh, good choice. Remind me,
not one I needed, but anyway.
Remind me to let that child know that they made a good choice.
I'm sure that they're already aware, and probably your influence did that.
I'm rubbing off. Okay, so I got some needle minders.
Yes.
So one of them has come unstuck, so that's why I'm holding it like this. Now let's see if we can get it without the glare. Just sit.
It's always hard. Yeah.
Sit a little bit further forward, I think. Okay, so we've got Belle. We've got a cross stitch hoop with some hearts, and then we've got a whole lot of Disney princesses on the end.
But wait, there's more.
And then we've got Cinderella and Snow White. And the reason why I ordered these was because I needed to order a Snow White to give to Dawn for one of her birthday presents. So she has one and I have one. So we both have one for our Snow White.
Nice.
Projects.
Yeah.
As I said, words.
But people do that. I'm sort of starting to try a little bit to match, bags and or needle minders to the project, but
I can. I try if I can, but if I get the Disney princesses one, and I can't get
because you've got other Disney princess projects.
Let's think who's on here. We've got Jasmine, Snow White. Who's the one? Oh, Rapunzel, Cinderella, Belle, and Little Mermaid.
Ariel.
Yeah. So I could use that for any of them.
Any of them. Yeah.
Much. Yeah.
Yeah, because you've got a Cinderella project.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a Snow White one.
Now I've got this one, but I'm not sure.
That's Ariel.
Oh yeah, that's Ariel. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's got a little starfish in her hair. There's another one I've got at home with purple hair that looks like this. If you know who that is, can you let me know? Because we've been talking about it and I'm like, I don't know.
I don't recall a Disney princess with purple hair. The only thing with purple hair I can think of is Ursula the Sea Witch in it.
Yeah, and it's definitely not Ursula.
It's not her.
No. I've got to rewatch these Disney movies because it's been so long and I don't have kids. So, you know, like I don't.
I've still got to rewatch the 80s movies as I start doing those.
Yeah. And then the last one is just a little stitchy sort of related one. Scissors, pin cushion, bobbins, floss, seam ripper, project, you know, all those sorts of things. So yeah, I bought them and it was my little treat to myself because I have been a good girl. And I haven't bought a lot of haul. The only other thing I bought...
That's part of why I went to the nest. I'm like, I don't have any haul.
Yeah. The only other thing I bought, which I didn't bring to show because it's just too big, is some fabric for the bags. And I needed some more, because what I like to do is I like to have a solid colour on the inside other than the Halloween bag.
Special.
That was one of the first ones I made.
Yeah.
So I like to have a solid colour so that when you open it up, it's easy to see what's inside your project, your threads, your bits and pieces inside. So I needed some plain solid colours. So that was just the fabric I bought. So
that's not exciting to show. Then
no,
it's just plain anyway.
Nobody cares about the inside but me.
So
that's all the haul I have.
Yeah.
However, as I said, I've been in the craft room stitching.
Yep. Sewing.
Sorry.
Not stitching.
Sewing. My gosh.
Which is why her stitching number and everything went down.
Is down, yeah. And I actually...
And the haul is probably down too because she's been too busy to look for...
Yes. This
to
past
shopping.
2 weeks...
The weather's not been great for doing much lately either too. It's been quite wet.
Yeah. So. Well, that's good sewing time.
It is, yes.
So since we last filmed, I've had a few days where I haven't been doing any stitching because I've been in the craft room all day. So.
Yep.
And I'm all sewn out.
So back to stitching.
And it's like I've got
July will be a better month.
It's almost like I've got a full-time job, you know.
Stitching.
Well, that and sewing and crafting, all the other things.
Yeah.
And then by the time I sat down, all I wanted to do was just relax and, you know, just chill out on the couch. And that's really unusual for me because usually while I'm watching TV, I have to have something to do as well. But my brain was just so overworked from all the things I was doing that day and I had some pain, so I just wanted to just chill. So these are some of the things I've been making. So the Ort trays. So I will have project bags to match these ones. I loved this one. It's avocado on toast. It's so cool.
Very cute.
And I've been on the lookout for more different sorts of fabrics too. Now, this particular one is May Gibbs Gumnut Babies, and I've got 3 of them. One of them's already sold.
So the rest are for sale if anyone is interested.
Yeah. So the avocado and toast will go with the project bag, a small one. These ones, I think I have a small and a medium project bag for them. It's still on the sewing machine. Not currently being sewn one on.
Magic.
I wish.
I know, right?
I just say, hey Siri, and just
how much time would it save?
This is a beehive one. Now, this one is actually sold with a project bag at the moment, but I do have more fabric of that. So if you're interested, and I do have other bee fabric as well.
That's cute fabric, that one.
Yep. And this one is sold as well with a project bag. I'm not sure if I have any more of this fabric. This is awesome fabric. I love it.
It's nice.
I wish I could, you know, come across the same fabric again. Yeah. But sometimes you've just got to buy what you see when you see it because otherwise it just goes, And, you know, there's so many people
especially when you're buying them, like if they're on clearance or on a sale or something, then you might not get it back in again or at least not for a while. So
yeah. And I found some other ones that are similar to this. And there was fried eggs was one of them. One of them was fairy bread.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was really cute. I bought that one.
Do we need to explain fairy bread for anyone who's not in Australia?
Yeah,
I don't know if anyone outside of Australia
usually
does
a white bread, slice of white bread, buttered, and hundreds and thousands sprinkles
Yeah,
sprinkled on it.
Mm.
And when we were growing up, I don't know about you, but when I had fairy bread as a kid, it was all the different colours.
Yes.
So it was like a rainbow of colours on your bread.
Very, very popular at birthday parties. We did some of that for Ayla's birthday party, but we just used the
and I was trying to do
the 3 Pokeball colours. It's been a long time since Ro had fairy bread, and she forgot how it worked.
I was left in charge, so what I did was buttered it, and I put red, white,
she did the
and black.
stripes, and then of course she cut the bread into little triangles, so it didn't matter. I was just going to do like one piece in red, one piece in white, one piece in the black, and then just cut them up and, sort of arrange them kind of in the right thing on the plate.
I think what was happening at the time is my creative brain took over and it just sort of went, well, we're doing a Pokeball party. It's red, white, and black. So we're doing red, white, and black stripes.
Yeah.
And kind of
forgetting that you were going to be cutting it up.
You need to cut the square of bread like that.
Because they have to be in the little triangles, not the big triangles, the little ones for fairy bread. That's how it works.
So
anyway, it was fine. It was still fun.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It was
and the kids were like, what's this? And I'm like, it's fairy bread.
Yeah, so it must not be as popular with kids these days either, but it was certainly very popular when we were growing up.
Unless they didn't recognise it because it wasn't the rainbow colours.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm
not sure. Doesn't matter. We had fun doing it.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
So
that's what fairy bread is. So yes, you've got fairy bread fabric.
I found one with pavlovas, which is an Australian dessert.
There are people that would
sometimes the Kiwis, the New Zealanders, say that they invented it, but us Aussies claim it as our own.
Don't start a war.
No, and that's made of egg white. So you whip them up and it gets nice and big and fluffy, and then you put it in the oven and it crisps on the outside, and then it's nice and soft and gooey on the inside. It's really yummy. What else was there? There was a whole bunch. But it was by a certain designer, and she brought out all these different ones, and I was just like, there was one with sushi. There was one with sushi.
No, I want sushi. I'm easily swayed.
My mind is going back to looking at them.
I can always be talking to sushi.
But I think there was one with hot dogs as well. Now that I'm thinking about it. So anyway.
Bit of fun.
Yeah, you might see them coming in the future.
If you want to order one, let us know.
Yeah.
Send us take orders.
Yes, send us a message or leave us a comment down below and we'll get in contact with you.
Yeah, our contact details will be down below and also at the end of the video.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
You've been watching some Flosstube.
I have. You have too.
I have.
Yes.
Just the usual ones that I tend to watch. Helen D obviously is great. I always watch her. No matter what she puts out, I always end up watching it.
Yeah, so, she's very enjoyable to watch.
She really is. Yeah. And also Across Stitch the Globe, I did mention earlier as well.
Yes.
They've just done a mid-year whip parade. They've had to split it into 2 parts because between them there is a lot.
Yeah. They got more whips than what we do, I'm sure.
I'm pretty sure that they do because you're more in Stephanie's league where she's just, you start all the things.
Them all.
And whereas Alison and I seem to be a bit similar in that we prefer to have
minimal
whips. Although both of us have increased the amount that we've had since, we've both started doing Flosstube and everything. It's just kind of grown. But I'm trying to condense mine back down again a little bit before I do some more new starts because I'm planning new starts.
Also,
for the cruise and also for Halloween. So.
What I saw in their latest one is in their description, and they also mention it in the video, is they have a list of all the mid-year whip parades they have been watching. So if you wanted to watch some and you weren't sure where to go or who to watch, they have a list there. So you can just click on it and it'll take you to the other people's ones.
Yeah. We would do one if we had time.
Yeah, if we had time, but we don't. And we're going on a cruise soon, so we're like, got to get all the things done.
Yeah, we've got to get organised for that. So,
The other ones I've been watching is the Caterpillar Cross Stitch. Again, they come out with great tutorials.
Watch those too.
Recently, they've been doing short videos. I would say maybe roughly around 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah. somewhere around there.
And they have a series going. So a couple of the ones that I've watched is the gridding one. So they teach you how to grid. I mean, I already know how to grid my fabric, but
it's always
for
good to
those
get
who
a different
don't,
point of view as well, because maybe
there's a different way of doing it.
Maybe someone does it slightly differently, and you're like, actually,
yeah, that makes more sense.
That
or
makes
that's
more
easier
sense
than what
I've
I'm
been
doing,
or quicker, or whatever.
Yep.
So yeah,
And
even
then,
if you already know how to do something, sometimes it's good to watch a tutorial just for the different.
And it also gives you the confidence that you're doing it the right way. Like
that too. If they're doing it the same as you, it's like, okay, I'm doing it right.
You're not going to stuff it up.
I'm not the only one doing it this weird way.
Yeah, that's it. They also have one about how to wash your finished cross-stitch projects.
And iron it.
And also the one about ironing. And I think for those last two, they're doing that so your pieces can be not necessarily heirloom pieces, but can last a very long time through generations. And you know, the acids and all the rest of the things aren't going to affect it.
So you don't get the discoloration and stuff as much.
So if you don't know about those sorts of things, or if you're unsure about how to do something, I'd jump on their Flosstube and go into their little tutorials. They're quite good. Pam and Steph, welcome back to Flosstube, Pam and Steph. They'd been gone for about a month, and by gone I mean they were taken up with StitchCon. There's a lot of people doing StitchCon recaps at the moment.
And wanted me to go one time.
Yeah, and then Pam had a birthday, and they went and saw the Red Sox play the Reds, I think it was, baseball game.
Yeah.
And they had a fantastic weekend. They were talking all about it. So their latest one is just over 2 hours. Wow. So I was like, welcome back. I get to see you for 2 hours. It felt like I was, you know, just sitting across the room.
Grab me a cuppa for that one. And maybe a snack.
Yep.
And you're stitching.
Oh, they do tell you grab a drink, grab a snack. Make sure you've done all the things. The next one is Jen, the Caffeinated Crafter. As I've previously mentioned, she's been coming out with tutorials about different things. Parking on the diagonal, which is one of them I saw, which was really informative. Because when I started Polly, I started doing her as, let me get it right, it's half stitch, not 10 stitch, isn't it? Yeah, that's right. And if you're not sure what I mean by that, go back to our last video because we explained that there. And so if you go bottom left to top right, which is what I do, you can't start in the top left-hand corner because you're always running into the stitch that you need to then start from. Yeah. So then you need to start the opposite corner. So you need to start top right. So your stitches are pointing towards the corner you start. Yeah. Made perfect sense once she explained it. So thank you very much, Jen. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So, I mean, being in the sewing room, I don't get to watch Flosstube because I can't hear it over top of the sewing machine going. So, yeah, there's only a couple I've been watching. Yeah. Yep, that's it.
Okay. That's all we've got for you today, everyone. So thank you for joining us. If you've gotten this far, please remember to like, subscribe, share the video, and leave us a comment. Until next time,
stay crafty.